2017 was a pretty big year for gaming, and from that we saw the emergence of a few genres and tropes that really made their impact on the industry and the consumer base as a whole. We saw the rise of the Battle Royale, a few little gems like Cuphead, and the inevitable fall of loot boxes. These all had a pretty big impact on what we expect from video games and what developers felt compelled to deliver to us. Overall, a pretty exciting year for video games, and hopefully signals some more exciting times ahead. This year has also started pretty strong with games like Monster Hunter World and a few interesting prospects like Sea of Thieves coming later on. The real big hitter of 2017 was almost undoubtedly PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, with the game shooting to the top of the Steam best-selling charts and pushing its way onto the console scene. Despite this, I don't like a whole lot about this game. I think its game design is a little insulting, to be honest. Following PUBG's success, the Battle Royale scene saw a massive rise to popularity, following up the reinvigoration of games like H1Z1 and most notably the rise of Fortnite's Battle Royale mode. From all of this, one question in particular really sprung up to me. Do video games necessarily have to be good to be fun? What makes a game good? Now, this question in itself may have a few ways that it could be interpreted, but what I mean by good is technically sound. What makes a game good on a technical level is what the game is made of, the visuals, the sound, the coding, the assets, etc., and how these technicalities impact the actual gameplay. A very solid example of a game that is almost perfect on a technical level is Cuphead. This game is simply amazing on a technical level. Just the way that this game has been handcrafted and hand animated is just masterful, not to mention the smooth yet tight controls and movement, and I think that it's difficult to deny that this game is very well put together. And despite the technical prowess of a game such as Cuphead, some people might be inclined to say that they don't like the game. Why? Because they're not having any fun playing it. What makes a game fun? Whether or not you have fun playing it. It's pretty simple. Obviously, what one person finds fun can be completely different to what other people find fun. For example, I really like paradox games. Grand strategy games are fantastic in my books. However, the majority of people would certainly not agree with me. On the other hand, lots and lots of people are enjoying playing games like PUBG, and while I can certainly see the appeal, I'm not prepared to spend my money on it. Good thing that Fortnite exists, right? So I guess while subjective, fun is a pretty simple concept. Do you enjoy yourself playing this game? Yes? Well good, you're having fun. And in an ideal world, all games would be both fun and well made. More often than not, a well made game is fun, and more often than not, a poorly made game will not be fun. So do they have to be good to be fun then? You know, I'm not convinced they do. I think that the technical aspects of a game can be somewhat mutually exclusive from how enjoyable it is. I won't deny that there's generally a correlation between the two, but when the concept of fun is subjective, this doesn't always apply. A really good comparative example, although not a video game, is Tommy Wiseau's The Room. This movie, on a technical level, is absolute garbage. I'm sorry, Tommy, but it's awful. Despite the fact that the movie can't be taken seriously and is just an all-round disaster, it's got a huge cult following and even had a huge budget Hollywood tribute movie made about it. And why does it have a cult following? Because people enjoy it. Maybe not for the reasons that Wiseau intended, but people really do enjoy watching this movie. And it's the same reason that many people play games like PUBG, because they enjoy playing it. And in reality, there's nothing wrong with that. As much as I hate to admit it, the game can be quite a lot of fun. And just like The Room, PUBG is lacking on a technical level. Perhaps not to the same extent, but the game isn't by any means a technical masterpiece, like a game such as Cuphead is. And fun is completely subjective. Different people have different tastes and will enjoy different types of games. So subjectively, a game doesn't need to be fun to be good either. Cuphead most certainly isn't the game for everyone, and maybe not even the game for people who thought they'd enjoy it, but there's no real denying that it is a meticulously and beautifully crafted game. And someone's enjoyment of a game can be influenced by a number of things, whether or not they've got people to play with, whether or not the developers try and shoehorn certain things like loot boxes or whatever, and ultimately whether or not the game is made well. So it's really not all that black and white. I also think that it's important to focus not only on whether or not you're having fun when playing a game, but whether or not the game is actually well made. The more we can keep developers honest, the better. You also shouldn't simply dismiss games as bad just because you don't enjoy the specific style or genre. Accept the fact that certain games are made well, even if they don't specifically cater to your tastes. But over time, I've come to realize that these questions, this entire video even, was all just a distraction from the real question. Does a game need whoopers in it to be good? Because the answer is yes. Yes, it fucking does.